I can't hear you, Dave. Dave.
That's what it was. Our mic is on now. I'm sorry. It did look like our mic was turned off. Evidently, I don't know. Yesterday, I took it upon myself to make some changes to the computer to make it look better, and or I thought looked better, and I might have hit buttons all the way around make it to make it not look better. How's that, Ray? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better, Dave.
Okay, yeah, my mic was turned off. I don't know what happened.
Well, you was just a going and going and going
I
out
was
there.
just going and going and going. And what I was going about was that everybody who's watching today, Friday, January 9th, you have to decide for yourself whether the ICE officer was right, whether the ICE officer was wrong, whether Renee Good was in the wrong place at the wrong time and shouldn't have been there. A peaceful protest, as we've said, is standing up on the sidewalk, I guess, and holding your sign or chanting whatever you want to chant, but not getting involved in the action that ICE is trying to do. It's that simple. And the last I'm going to say before I turn it to Ray is that Governor Walz is going to open up his eyes and have a rude awakening because I don't know who the National Guard is going to take orders from. People are not happy in Minnesota, and the National Guard serves the people. Granted, the state may make the decision to call them or not call them. That I don't care about. The National Guard, I think, protects the people. And that's all I got to say. Go ahead, Ray.
You right about that. You right about that. And you were right about another thing. Peaceful protest does not include interfering with officials. I mean, I don't know how simpler you can make it. You're interfering, whether you like it, don't like it, agree with it, don't agree with it, whatever. You're interfering with law enforcement.
Yep.
And when you put yourself in a situation like that, nobody wanted that to happen to that young girl.
No one wanted it to happen.
But when you put yourself in a situation where something can possibly happen, and then it does happen, I'm like, what do you expect? There's only bad things that can come from stuff like that, man.
It is. And I can honestly say that nobody got up this morning and wanted to be stuck in a nice officer shot somebody and killed them. Period. On both sides. I mean, he didn't get up that morning and decide that he was going to kill somebody.
No. No.
He, had been hurt before. I think it was 34 stitches in his leg, which is a serious leg wound. And, he wasn't going to do it again.
Nope.
Then he was doing his job, but he wasn't going to do it again.
Mm-mm.
And what bothers me is more news about Renee Good is that she's not from Minnesota. She's from Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And she was paid by somebody to be there and protest. This should be an opening call to those people who pay other people. Why don't you just come out and do it yourself?
They'll never do that. They'll never do that. And first of all, they don't care about the people they pay.
They don't, because they'll hire another one.
They don't care about the people they pay. It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. And of course, there's always going to be something, unfortunately, to keep this country at odds. Because you just got people that want to see things for what they're not. I mean, and it kills me at times when I can, I'm one that likes to throw the olive branch, but boy, they won't throw one back.
Why can't we just, like I said, why can't we just break bread, agree to what we can agree to, and then agree to work on what we disagree with, and we'll probably find out that we just have different ways different ways of going about the same thing. We just want to do what is best for the people of our countries. Some unfortunately have dictators and some have elected dictators. I don't know. You can call Donald Trump a dictator, but years ago, Chuck Schumer was all in favor of what we did to Maduro today. But today he's up in arms that we did it, and we didn't ask him for permission to do it. I honestly think that the president should have the right to declare war and just keep the facts where they are and tell Congress what he needs to tell them. And if you want a certain time that he gets to play war or do war, then put that into the legislation and you guys pass it. Because if it was a Democrat president right now who did the same thing or is doing the same things, you would be all over it. You would.
Hey, how many times have you heard the other presidents come in front of the microphone in the podium and say, "By my directive order, I have ordered our military to do this, to do that, to do this."
Mhm.
All of a sudden, when Trump directs the military
Right.
to do something, I clearly remember Barack Obama,
Right.
Bill Clinton, George
Right.
Bush, all of them by my order. So,
Right.
and first of all, this wasn't a war. This was Trump going in there, getting the bad guy. I mean, the bad guy told him, "Hey, you want me? Come get me." Trump said, "Okay, I'll appease you, but first I'll give you the chance to get up out of Dodge."
Yep.
He was like, "Nah, I don't want to do that." Trump's like,
Well,
"All right."
this was the way I see it. Trump saying, "Hey, don't do this. Don't do what you're doing. No more narco terrorism on the U.S. You want to do it somewhere else? Go do it somewhere else." But this was Trump saying, "You're not going to do it in the United States anymore. We're not going to welcome the boat here and risk worrying whether or not our young people die, our old people die. Anybody who gets their hand on that arm candy dies. We're just not going to do it anymore." And he kept doing it. And then right under our noses, he made it look like fishing boats were doing it. I mean, we're not stupid. We're just not that stupid. We're just not that stupid.
They want us to be.
You know, they want us to be. They want us to think that we are, but we're not. You know, and people are seeing this and maybe seeing it for the first time. In my head, there was an awakening yesterday. There was just an awakening that needed to feel like an awakening.
What was that?
That we are messed up and we need to get ourselves unmessed up.
Dude, I have been all over social media, and let me tell you, we are a long way from getting ourselves together here in America. When we have Americans fighting one another, arguing every day with one another, we're a long forget trying to get the illegals and any other nationality from meddling in our business.
Yep.
We're our worst enemy.
We are.
We can't even get together as a people, as a nation, and say, "You know what? Let's straighten our country out."
Right.
We're too busy at each other's throats over everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
You know, you want to believe these people from Somalia came from Somalia, and maybe they settled in a corner of Minnesota with a bunch of Somalians. You want to believe that they had good intentions. But good intentions end when you break the law. And then you expect us to think that you broke the law. You know, now the state is on one of the daycares saying, you know, you're closed. You know, they didn't have kids, or they did have kids one day and they didn't have kids another day. You know, I don't, you know.
It's crazy. It's
just
crazy.
You know, crazy.
So allegedly, Iran has went dark. I guess they're saying millions of people are uprising and the government is collapsing. But I've been searching and I haven't been able to find nothing with Iran.
Have you looked it up from the Crown Prince, Revapezi. I can't remember the name,
No,
so I
no.
don't want to say it wrong. But the Crown Prince, is in exile. I don't believe he's actually in Iran, but
Oh,
uh, it's time. I mean, it is time. Take out the word maybe. It is time. It is time. It is time.
well, I believe there's a lot of people around the world after seeing Donald Trump help the Venezuelan people. Um, I think they think that he might help them,
Yeah.
in some way. And I don't know. We are sometimes to straighten things out that have gone so far out of whack. Sometimes you got to take a sledgehammer to it, and when you do that, it can be messy. Um, Donald Trump is rewriting history, man.
He is.
He is rewriting history. He is people don't want to agree about it, but he's really showing what the big dog on the block is supposed to be doing. How he's supposed to be in charge, how he's supposed to be a leader. I have never seen a president in my lifetime just say, you know what? We're America.
Yep.
I'm not going by your set of standards. I'm not going by your set of rules.
Yep.
For my country.
No.
You see, he's pulling out of the UN and pulling out of a bunch of other climate agreements or some shit like that.
The UN is, what does the UN do? I mean, what benefit do we get by being there? And if it's going to turn into another NATO where we pay everybody's dues for a while until they wake up, what is the point? If they're all going to rule against us because we're doing the right thing, then why are we there?
They're all in cahoots
to
take down the so-called evil empire that they call us. None of them have America's best interest at heart. They're all trying to figure out a way to get America.
But the way I
They're all against us.
The way I see it is, why are they doing this? Because the simple thing is, we just want to help. That's what this man wants to do. He's done it for America, so he wants to do it for Colombia. He wants to do it for Cuba. He wants to do it. Yeah, and if you look at Cuba, maybe it's time. Maybe they need that Napa Auto Parts store or O'Reilly's. I mean, some of these guys have taken classic cars and handmade the part that they needed for it because they just couldn't get it. And they needed it because they were making a living driving a cab. I don't understand what is wrong. What is wrong with showing people a better way to do it than how their countries do it? I mean, if you just get up every day and do your job and go home at night and kiss your kids and your wife and that's it, great, that's it. But if you know what's going on and it's not right, why can't we fix it? And it may not always be the right fix. Go ahead, Ray.
It's people. I forgot my train of thought where I was going with this. I'll get back to it though. I'll find it. See what happens when you get old? It was on the tip of my brain and then it just poof disappeared somewhere else.
Next Friday, I get old. And I blocked it on our calendar just because I was feeling old yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't want anybody, not that anybody looks at the calendar, I just didn't want anybody to realize it anymore. Because right now, the funny thing about it is age isn't the right answer. Always. You know, Chuck Schumer has been there for 40-something years, and he just doesn't have a clue.
Hey, if I go pick up my grandpa, he's 92, I ain't letting him drive me nowhere.
No.
He ain't driving me nowhere. So why would you let somebody try to be in charge of something? Look, the day you start wearing Depends, you should no longer be able to have access to the government. Yeah. They really have to put a cap on. We got to figure out a way.
We are the government. That's
yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, so we got to set this shit straight, man. We can't have no more politicians being in office for 40 years and shit like that. Because nobody goes 100 and 0.
Yeah.
You know, so these people, the gig is up. We realize that y'all been in these positions for a long time. There's been a reason y'all been in there for a long time. And word is, they've been talking. A lot of people have forgot about the oh man, this guy Maduro. I guess he's singing like a canary.
I'm sure he is.
They say he's got some information on those voting machines, because they say when I guess Hugo Chavez was down there doing the Dominion machines in Venezuela.
Yeah.
There's all kind of records. There's all kind of, hey, I see why Trump didn't just drop a drone on him. I see why Trump just, say, come on, I need you back here, bro. You one of my ace in the hole cards for all these people.
Yeah. The shift, literally, is going to hit the fan. Actually, it's hitting the fan.
Hey.
And they just don't know where to go. And I don't want you to go anywhere. If the shift is hitting the fan around you, I just want you to tell me why.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
Good morning, David Navarre.
Yep. But it's a new day, and we're here just trying to figure out why. Just looking for people that want to join us and tell me why.
It's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be something. See, anytime there's an opposition, the opposition is always going to throw something into the fire. Yeah. So after this Minnesota incident, I don't know if they're going to go back to one of their old heating target points, or they're going to focus on something new. I know what they're not wanting to focus on. They're not wanting to focus on all the billions of dollars of fraud that's been taking place in Minnesota. Yeah. That's what kills me about these people. They don't really want to get down to the nitty gritty of it. They don't want to really solve no problems. They hear corruptness and billions of dollars of corruptness, and they are ready to turn a blind eye to all that.
Right.
I would have more respect for them if they kept their stance, kept their opinions on what they believe in, because everybody's entitled to your opinion.
Right.
But to totally disregard other stuff That lets me know your state of mind, your mindset.
But
Like I tell people, if you can only talk bad about Donald Trump, that lets me know your state of mind. You got to be able to say something. I'll take all the bad you want to say about him.
yep,
Come on, be fair. They don't want to be fair.
no,
They don't want to be fair.
they don't. They don't. But I mean, 9 billion, 10 billion, 18 billion, whatever the billion is today. Why? They're going to change us? Are they all going to get together and change us? We're going to get together and flush them out of here once and for all? And the president of Mexico, I understand you got cartels. We got cartels. Everybody's got cartels. But at some point, I just want to know what happened.
Who knows?
Are they going to knock on my door one day and tell me I can't do this anymore? Are they going to take me off of Facebook and tell me I can't do it anymore? Are they going to take me off of YouTube? I just don't. There comes a point, and I guess it's 64 because that's what happened. I'll be 64 next week. That you wake up one morning and you just don't want to be angry anymore. Because I don't even know who I'm angry at. And they don't want me to know who I'm angry at. And even AI will lie to you too and tell you that the question that you asked is completely fake. Then another AI will say, no, it's 100% real and give you pages and pages and pages to back it up.
I don't mess with AI.
So I don't know. And one person will even say, no, it's this way. Then another person will say, no, it's this way.
They got people convinced that they got videos out there, and I had to stop myself from going back and forth with people that really thought the videos were real videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you can't tell the difference between a real, authentic, genuine video and an AI video.
A video can be staged. A video can be staged, whether it's AI or whether it's real people. It can be staged. I mean,
so it is what it is.
It can be staged, but do the men and women of ICE deserve to get treated the way that they are? I mean, they're just doing a job. They're doing a job that they think needs to be done in a country that it needs to be done. I mean, show us a better way. If you have it, show me a better way. Because driving your car into a crowd and not getting out of it, because, maybe she was scared and she didn't know and she lost her mind and,
I don't know.
Back up, then she decided to leave or went forward to leave and he thought he was at risk and he shot her.
I don't Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, I don't want a Monday morning quarterback either.
I'm not in their mind.
Yeah.
I'm not in that situation. So I don't know what level of emotion they might have been dealing with at the time. I just understand and know one thing. If she wasn't doing something she had no business doing,
if she
would be alive today.
Yeah. If she, like you said, if she was parked on the side of the road holding the sign that said, whatever she wanted to put on it.
People can argue. People can argue and say what they want to do.
She'd probably still be with us. If she'd gotten out of the car, people say she'd probably still be with us.
So it's unfortunate.
It is.
It's unfortunate.
But, Facebook wants to pump you through it happened, 2 people died in Portland at the hands of ICE, and, they want to feed you your algorithm, everything else that they think happened. And, who do you believe? Who do you believe anymore?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Replying to Thomas M. Bogus. Thomas M. Bogus. Boogie with the bull. Well, Thomas M. I don't know who Thomas M. is. And, you know, if you don't think the way I do, you think differently than I do, you're welcome to come on to the program. The rule is respect. It's the same rule in the chat room. I'm not going to read things. I'm not going to get into arguments with people. Just, it's not worth it. Okay? You know, there's a troll crowd on Facebook that likes to be a troll crowd on Facebook. Okay? And today I can't read it. Thomas M. Boogie. Well, whoever you are, Thomas M. Boogie, you can WTH all you want. Because I want to know what you want to WTF me about. And I'm not going to tie up Ray.
No, actually, I got to get ready to go. I got to get to work. I got to be to work at 11 today.
All right. Well, I do
make sure I was able to come through.
I do appreciate your stopping by this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. And you have a great day, Dave.
You're always welcome.
All right, brother.
Okay. All right. Ray from the Patriots Lab. You'll see him all over Facebook. You'll see him on other social media. And you just need to sit and watch and maybe learn something. And Thomas M. Boogie, maybe you'll learn something too. But, you know, Thomas M. Boogie and all the other wannabes, Boogie, you can come here and, you don't even have to be in a chat room to do it. Because, I mean, I can hit a button and knock you out of the chat room. And it's just not worth it. I'm sorry to the people at the beginning that had to kind of realize or wait for me to realize that my mic was turned off, but that's the human factor in live radio. Sometimes you don't realize that the answer is right in front of your face. My mic was turned off, and I apologize for doing that. We did send this Boogie out this morning, and other people will see it, and I hope you have a good Friday laugh. I did whatever I was doing in the silence because I didn't realize the mic was turned off. So on that note, you can be a troll if you want to be a troll. I even ask people in group questions, why do you want to be a troll? Because I want to make sure that if you want to be a troll, we give you an opportunity to be a troll. Why? Because most trolls burn themselves out in about 15 minutes. They come into a group, they just do their trolling, and they leave. And why they do their trolling, I honestly don't know. I really wish that Thomas would tell me what happened according to him, his beliefs. What happened? These stupid questions like, who do you, or WTF? I don't really care. You really want your 15 minutes worth of fame, you can come on a Boogie with a Bull and get your 15 minutes worth of fame. But once you've gotten your 15 minutes worth of fame, you can get shown the door and you can go do it somewhere else. Okay? You can just go do it somewhere else. Because you don't do it on any other radio show on Facebook. You just do it on mine. And if you can't do it there, then you go to YouTube and you do it. And if you can't do it there, then I don't know. It's not worth it. It's not a show worth releasing off of Facebook, but it's a show that does in fact show the reason for doing it off of Facebook. And maybe that's what someone's trying to show me, that there's more to social media than Facebook. Well, I've been saying that for 18 years. So I do appreciate that Ray was here and he shed some light on it. And anyone else is welcome. If you want to be respectable and not be stupid with the who's, that stupid questions that, we don't really need to answer. We are here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We reserve the right to be here Saturday mornings, if we can, at 10 a.m. Eastern, and Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will only do the Tuesday and Thursday night if we have a reason to be there. Otherwise, we might be a reason somewhere else. Watch the American Rebellion Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. And I'll even try to be on more. At least Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. But if you're going to come in and you're going to cause trouble, I'm just going to leave you. Okay, Thomas? I'm just either going to leave you or I'm going to block you and we're going to go on. Because there's more to it each day than the people who I'm sorry, I just let it go. But there's more people that have more important things to say and more important things to discuss. And we're going to do our best to show. I'm sorry we didn't have sound this morning. I apologize for that a million times. And it is what it is. But if you throw your hands up in the air and you ask why, come here and let's talk about it. And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be politics. You know what? It really doesn't have to be politics. Because there are enough people in the world doing the politics that I don't really have to. Okay? Talk about anything but politics. We can talk about anything but politics. But when we talk about politics, it's important. It's important for you to hear. And on that note,